Okay, the parts are dry now. The glue is dry, the body filler is dry. It's been one night since I glue everything. And the next step will be I will round some corners, and I will use a following router bit with a 5mm round corner. If you don't have this, you may use a sander, preferably 36 or 80 grit, to round some corners. And when I'm saying round corners, I mean these corners that will touch the skin. We need to round them. After I round the corners, I will sand everything with 120 sanding grit, and I will use a random orbital sander. You can use any sander, it's just the fastest one I have. And once the parts are smooth, I will apply wood preservative to make sure that termites don't eat this chair. It's very important in tropical countries. Then I will wait for 30 minutes while it's drying. I will apply sanding sealer, and I will sand 240 grit after that. After it dries, it also dries 30 minutes. Then I will apply 2 coats of lacquer, 30 minutes each. No sanding between them because lacquer dissolves itself, so there's no need to smoothen the surface. And I will then assemble the whole chair and probably sand it one more time with a 400 grit or even 600, depending on the smoothness of the chair. So yeah, let's start. So I will start with armrest, and I will take off the clamps. I will leave this bolt for now so that my trimmer will stop when I reach here. I will round the corners all over here, and I will round the corners all the way here. But on this will be the outer side, I will round all the corners, even here also. But inside, I want to leave this without round corners because this part is going to be here. Now, as you can see, we have some burns in the places. We will sand them off, but this is now much smoother and much more nicer to touch. And as you can see, I didn't go all the way to the end. Now I will take off the bolt, and I will round the corners on another side all the way. Now it's much more friendly with round corners. I will now repeat these steps for the second armrest. Again, on the inside, I am going to round these corners, and I'm going to leave this bolt to act as a stop for the trimmer. On the outer side, I will round all the corners all the way. And with this router, because the router bit goes clockwise, it's better to route the corner anti-clockwise. And that's it for rounding corners. Other parts don't need this. I will now sand the armrest. I will use random orbit sander with 120 grit. You can use any other sander or just sanding paper, the sanding block. And I will just make all the surfaces smooth. This one is ready for being treated with the wood guard. Now I will sand the back leg. Same procedure, but we don't round any corners. But I will round the corners a little bit here with the sander, just a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 millimeters. And also I will do the same for all these parts. It's going to be easy. It's just 1 or 2 slides with the sander, and this will be much more friendly for the skin. And also here and here, but not here, because this will be flat. You will see, I will show you later. So in this part I will sand all the surfaces, plus I will round the corners here. Okay, the back leg is almost ready, and now I will show you how I sand here. Just a little bit, so it's not sharp. Okay, to sand the smaller parts, I will better use this one. That one is too fast. So again, 120 grit. And the goal here is to sand the hair off and to sand any uneven surfaces, not to make it smooth. So things for this, for example, and you see it's not very even here. This is what I will take care now. I will now sand the corners a little bit, but not here, only from here going there, because here there will be a next piece here, and we don't want to round here. We want to round here on. I will now attempt to do something with this piece. This is the most ugly piece, and I will sand it, and we'll see how it looks. This was the damaged piece, and I sanded off all the damage, and it's quite flat. I will just apply more body filler here, and I will sand it again, and this part hopefully it be visible that much, because after the sanding sealer and lacquer, couple of layers, this will not be very visible. So I will now show you how to sand the backrest piece, and the rest I will do off the camera, because there's no point showing you the same thing over and over again. 14 pieces like this, and all we need to do is to sand them all around everywhere, but we will need to round these edges to make it more friendly for the back of the seater, of the person who is sitting. Showing you the details. This is before, and this one is after sanding. So the sanding is done, the first round of sanding with 120 grit. Our goal was to remove any errors and body filler, and also those hairs. So our goal was not to make it really smooth. We just needed to prepare it for sanding sealer, and after that we will make the surface really smooth. To dry parts like this, I created hooks of a garden wire, and I put them here like this, and then I just hang the parts like this. So here it is hanging, and here I have a couple of spanners. I was thinking to include them in the design. Let me know what you think, guys, if you think that we should add this, because there is still some space. In this case, the Simba will not require any tools. So here I have a lot of hooks, enough for the whole chair, and this is how I'm going to hang all the parts to dry. Very easy job, anyone can do this, but you should have a fire extinguisher near. You should have proper eye protection, and you should have proper ventilation or a mask. You should maybe have some gloves if you care about your manicure. Also, you need to make sure that there is no open fire near. If there's someone is smoking, or if there's a heater, or if somebody's cooking, you need to be careful, because this is gasoline. This will not only burn, this will burn fast. And of course, if your hands are covered with it, your hands will catch up fire, and then that will be a disaster. This is the parts after wood guard, not yet covered with lacquer sanding sealer. So this is before. And the procedure is almost same like with wood guard. I will apply sanding sealer. If you don't apply the sanding sealer, you will have to apply at least 3 coats of lacquer. But if you apply this one, you can get away with just 2 layers of lacquer. And when working with lacquer, you will need a proper respiration, and you will need gloves. And I will dissolve the sanding sealer with lacquer thinner just a little bit. Okay, the parts are dry, the sealer is applied, and the next step we need to do is to sand it with 200 or 220, 240 grit, this time to make it smooth. Let's sand. Okay, we're almost done. The last step is to apply lacquer. We will do it in 2 layers. I will slightly thin it. I will slightly dissolve it with the thinner, so it's less thick, easier to apply. And I will wipe the parts from dust slightly. I'm using a dead flat lacquer. And lacquer thinner. So now we will have to apply 2 layers of lacquer and wait 30 minutes between them. But there is no need to sand the parts between these layers, because lacquer will dissolve itself and the layers will merge together as they were one layer. Okay, and now I have to perform the same operation with all the parts. Once it's done, it will take around 40 minutes to do all the parts. Once I'm done, I can start again from the beginning and apply the second layer of lacquer, and that's it.